Okay, let's do an exercise and some basics. First off, it's like 7 o'clock, so Twilight is about another hour. Twilight will start. Twilight the show. Clearly, I'm gonna watch Twilight the show out here. Uh, I kind of don't want to move around too much. I got a laptop. I got things I don't want stolen. So that's why I'm kind of sitting tight while it's day or whatever. I'm just kind of. This is my first bit of setting up here. It's been a few hours, whatever. And it's really nice and peaceful, but I just kind of get a vibe for what the traffic's like and all that sort of thing. Is there going to be stray wanderers like coming up here, kind of thing? Like, oh hey, look, what's in this thing that I can conveniently take? So there's some thoughts of, can I make separate spaces for things or make little separate stash spots? What can I do for camouflage? Can I maybe have a bucket of dirt that I just sort of when I leave? What can I do to the front of this thing? Fix that up. But that'd be like a Twilight thing, right? Like, I don't want to be out there, and actually night. I don't want to be out there during the day, like... Yeah, it's just too much obvious. Alright, so... but I'm like bored, I want to move around. Well... Yeah, I guess my heart is being a little dumb. But it's not too much of a concern. But that does kind of lead me towards, okay, I should probably take it easy. At least, like, first starting out. Like, with your level basic shit, like, you don't want to go super hardcore, unless you have to. If I was getting hit with, like, fucking, like, constant mosquitoes, and there was, like, nowhere to go, it's just more fucking mosquitoes, yeah, it would... Like, it would matter, like, oh, I'm feeling kind of shitty. It would be, no, you gotta build shit, like, right away. Like, right fucking now. The mosquitoes are here, but they're not. So, it's been 2.5 minutes. I guess we'll start getting into it. Like, see, that's actually towards the old campsite. It's all cleared out where the tent was. I picked this spot. It's got a nice incline. That's what I look like. I might have blue stuff. There was some blue stuff that broke in my bag, blue makeup, and I actually don't know if I have it on my face or not. So over there, the little formation of logs looks interesting. Okay, so like the first thing, so I'm just kind of like going about it how I would, and I realized, oh, it's a teaching moment. I looked up there. I'm like, oh, there's a little path up there. But I'm not just getting up and roaming around, because there's so much little intricacies, and like a tree will look different from different angles. Landmarks will look different. That little path might not be visible if I'm like right there, or that might only be a crawl path. So right now, I'm basically... once I got like this very, very basic, just I can sit and chill kind of thing. Next I'm thinking about, like, okay, wait, where can I stash up all the good sticks, right, that might like attach to this. So maybe a spot for that. I want to make it like kind of a dojo out here, like I have back home, but just in nature. Already off to a great start. So, like, the next thing I noticed, right, like, I'm looking at that tree and that vine going across. I'm just kind of studying it a little bit. It's partly because it's in a direct line. So that's the tree that's directly to my right. Kind of observing these viney looking things. I don't know, I definitely plan on getting up and doing a bit. So if it's boring, it's just like there's no need to rush it, right? Like, I've got a fucking hour before it starts getting to the twilight. Okay, so you want the twilight, because by the time I gotta go get water and shit. So by the time I fuck off to go get water, it'll be dark, and that'll discourage people come come through, and also make it less likely to find my shit. While as I'm leaving with the twilight, I'll be able to see and able to pace it out. So I had this all paced out before. I had this all mapped out. It was like 3 years ago, and the land has changed. So now, so my inclination I was feeling a little bit earlier, and I just got it back again. I kind of want to explore up that way first. That's why I have to get up and go fucking walking, like I actually you get to settle in. You know, like something tells me, like, can I crawl into that little, like, how much, I really don't want to, but can I? Is that a place I could stash a purse or something? How well can I crawl up there? What's up behind those? That might be interesting. I know the railroad tracks are right up there, so I don't want to get too close. It's a very thin land, but it's long. There's a lot of room that way and that way. But my inclination is to go up a little higher because it's a little more dense up there, and even by the railroad tracks, like less likely to just, draw the public eye, that sort of thing. Also less likely, like I like taking the trails and paths that people are less likely to take. They're like a little more difficult, a little more windy. And see, I think once I go up there, I'm not gonna want to go too far out. I want to see how far I can press that this within this, I don't know, like 30 by 30 foot area. And then I want to keep it to the tree, like the trees that are close by, and sort of skirt the nearest trees. If I can skirt that windy, viney tree, and then maybe come out and pop out on that side there, and then get an idea of what that terrain looks all behind there and how it's related to here, and I start just building it out little by little. But I already know that flat area is where the tent was and all that sort of shit, even though everything around it's changed. So I've got that. That's a simple area. Okay, boom. Then I moved up this and set this up because this is better than just in the open flat area. Plus, the open flat area, really, it's for me that right now. That's my fucking sword swinging area. I don't have swords. I got this. It's good enough. I got this too. Oh yeah. Yeah, but I don't need a throwing range. I'm being a lazy fuck right now. Alright. Well, once I've hit the point of being a lazy fuck, it's time to get up a little bit. Yeah, not rushing though. We had a thought earlier, there's different ways you can mitigate obstacles. Obviously taking a machete and chopping through them is the most popular way. I think it's also kind of stupid. It's really popular and like really cliche memes, but I mean it's kind of a dickhead move, a typical dickhead human move. But on the practical side, it's like leaving a trail. It seems like it takes a lot more energy sometimes, or it's done just for its own sake. I could chop this like tree thing. Like, so what? You got a fucking machete. Yeah, that's what it's designed. It's like, anyway, I'm just ranting. I'm done with the rant. I'm gonna actually do something here once I get the no. Do I have battery? Yeah, I got enough battery. I don't want to be holding on to the spare battery thing. I found this, like, right at this spot, so that's a sign. Like I take these as omens, right? I believe in omens, and this kind of reassure me. All right, so now as I go to crawl up there, something I didn't notice before, this shit's in my way. So it's really not a huge amount of point to like. If you see particular sticks that might be useful, these thin ones, it's like I'm already picking them up, so I might as well fucking. I'm just kind of seeing what's loose. I thought about getting some of those brick stone things. Alright, so now from this, like, basically from my seated position, or my chilling position, I can get right up in there. I've optimized the immediate access. Right, and see, that's why I know I said the machete thing is dumb, because looking at this from a low angle, or even a high angle, like, you could literally just, like, walk through that and not really disturb anything. But I want to keep low. I keep thinking I hear shit in the trees or bushes or just whatever vegetation. But it's probably the wind or some critter. Well, anyways. Yeah, I'm not crawling up there. But I'll still keep low. Alright, so now I get to this point. Now I must pause. I reassess. Even though I've only gone that small distance, the shit changes a lot. Like, things start to change. And now I see this. And then from here, okay, what's clear? What's good to go? Can I said I wanted to skirt around this tree. Looks like it's not very good to skirt through. That looks like they'd be kind of pointless. So okay, so this path's where this is its own there's a little cubby hole right there. Then I gotta think how the rain's gonna come down. And how the leaves are gonna fall. Though, it should be gone before then. This spot has its own niceness. This spot has its own distinct niceness. It's a little higher up, but I can't, So this spot actually might be like a seat. This actually might be like a sitting spot. Alright, well, let's continue. Kinda gotta see how I can get up in there. And what can I do with this? Well, first is closer. Get up in here. Oh yeah. Can I chill here? Definitely. Now this is actually several levels better than what was just right down there. This is why you pay so much detail. This is a part why you pay so much attention to detail, and you really spend time with just like the immediate surroundings before you start trying to venture like way out, unless you need to immediately because of circumstances. But if you're just like settling into a spot, it's like slowly take it in. And then slowly go from point to point, even to just like a few feet away. It's all different. And then this tree here, if I can figure out what it looks like up there at the top, and I can figure out what that looks like from a distance, I'll be able to identify this tree, and I figure out different angles, like I'll be able to find this tree and come right to this tree. Depending on how tall this tree is and how identifiable it is. Do a little rabbit path there. Ugh. Alrighty, well, checked out that cubbyhole. Okay, I could crawl through there if it was desperate. Crawl around up there a little bit, but that's nothing I'd want to do. Just for fun. I don't want to get behind the fucking tree. So back here, can we go up here? Yes, we can, but and also I'm getting like I'll get hit with like a little spiky branch or something in my, smack me in the head or something. And like these things, like, oh, okay, there's a little spiky branch there. I'll figure that. Oh, yeah, see, I figured this shit out now. And then I have a very either in-depth knowledge of exactly where everything is, or those things which bother me the most I've already pre-moved. Like, this is kind of just instinct, but see, I'm not chopping through. This is just dead wood or whatever. I also want to get it. I kind of want to keep it because it's long and it's useful, and it's really light, which is useful. But it's also something I don't want to step on. I don't want to. It just seems like bad form to leave like snappy, noisy twigs just sort of like. Okay, what I'm going to do here. I would say one thing you do is machete past. The other thing you do is you could flow past, so you duck under or whatever, and you wouldn't disturb it at all if that's possible. Another thing you can do, I don't know, coax it. Like, don't chop the shit, just like fucking rearrange it, and then it grows in the way that you it starts like it basically like. I understand. I don't understand. Why in the war movies, like, no one does this? So it's chop, chop, chop. You never see people just fucking weaving through shit like boom, 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 because it's like way less noticeable, way more hidden. Oh, that's cool. You can actually move a lot faster. Because, it slows you down, and not if you're actually kind of used to it. Like, this is it. So that would be flowing through, or at least what I'm calling flowing through. And see, now I've gotten a little too far. Just a little too far. But I see there's this weird ridge thing here. It's all sort of overgrown, hard to pass through. I'm gonna take this part in. Okay, I said a little too far because I remembered I specifically did not want to go too far past this tree. I wanted to scope around this tree. So I've scoped, there's a path. Now I know I can boom, boom, and get to here from there. And if I practice that a few times, then because someone who's just coming up, you're like, how are you moving through there so fast? But it's just because I've adapted the environment, as well as adapted to the environment. I also adapt the environment to my own, but not in the way like of chopping down all the trees, or turning them into houses, but the way of, oh hey, this might be better if it was moved here. Alright, well, let's see what it looks like. We'll stand up, see if we got a decent view, see what the view's like. Actually, it is kind of cool having a good standing position. You got a slingshot. Pew! Kind of curious how much of this is sort of over. How much of it is just sort of like fluff, and how much of it is actually overgrown. Looks like there might be a path like right there that's really hidden. So if I want to go this way around the tree, like I said, the most direct path Do I want to get this stuff out the way? I can kind of just push past that. I think that everything can be basically broken down into into groups of 5 or steps of 5 or something like that. So I said the first 3, and then I just came up with that one. So there's more. There's one more that's yet to be discovered or classified. This is interesting, sort of. I wouldn't want to just run down there though. It seems like I'd get snagged up. But you definitely could barrel down there if you had to. Here, stuff I don't want to step on. That's all nice, kind of open area. I said that sort of. I say that sort of. It looks like it sort of ends off there. So I got that little area I can walk around down here. So I can go up and around as well as down and around. I think that might be that sort of center tree. That might be it. Alright, so what's the most efficient way to get down here? Or what are... It looks like we got this way. I would say this way. This way looks like a pain in the ass, but it might be a good thing to go into later. And then I can feel the ground. I can feel it's kind of steep and angled. So eventually my brain will be like, oh hey, it's coming up to this part. Just be used to it. So there's that tree that we're skirting around. Where's our stuff at? Is that it over there? Yeah, that's it over there. And now I know if I'm laying there and someone's here, I kind of got an idea of their advantage on me. I can go this way. It takes some modifying. I can go this. Well, it might not be worth it though. Yeah, it's not worth it. So it's kind of like the edge limit of this little area. So we've mapped out around this tree. I'm just sort of working out how I would get over this with the least amount of bullshit. And so we came back around. So from there, now I know that I can roughly go up that way. Or no, it's up that way. I can go up that way, I can go around and come back down. And come this way. And this is like a neat little gate barrier. It's sort of not in a literal sense, in more of a symbolic, sort of fashiony sense. Fabulous sense. I'm not taking one of these and using this like a hard flat stone surface. It's good to have. Just for a variety or whatever. Pound things on it. Put things on it, they don't get as dirty. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of salvage here. I don't know how, like, this fucking pallet. I know I fucking brought the pallet. The pallet's probably out, like, yeah. It's gotta be one of the pallets I brought out here. Out of like a fucking dozen of them. Once I went back to the States and my buddy went to his own thing, eventually they came out here and cleaned it all out. But I basically made a fortress back here. And then that's new. Like, they didn't have the gravel stuff that far back, not at all. So a lot of this is different now. And I'm not gonna. I started going too far just because I'm kind of being casual about it. But say, okay, so I start here, and I'm like, okay, what are the spaces that are adjacent? This is one of the spaces that's adjacent, right? This little thing. Which direction is it, right? I say it's to the east. So if I go east from that spot to this little adjacent mini room, well, now I know there's a gateway or door that takes me, boom, to this nice wider area. I would say because it's like directly a direct path, even though it's a little farther away, it's still very much within the immediacy of that little spot. Because if you're here, you can literally you could run or it's just anything that's like a straight shot through woods, especially if it's like all difficult terrain except in one direction, then yeah, like that's sort of connected. So this is this was like a room, because I looked at it and I was like, okay, we put a tent there. Now we put supplies here. We put our fucking the sticks and stuff that we accumulated for the walls in a spot. But I mean, I had a lot, and it got all the way out here because this is an open flat spot, so it was good for storage. But but I was doing an intervention trying to help my friend, so my thought more so with these open spots. Oh, that's nice. There's well, I mean, they're open, but they also have different, like this open spot has slightly different distances to everything, slightly different confines, slightly different angles. So I don't know, I'm sort of figuring it out myself, how to use these spaces or whatever. I'm also taking from my experience with the dojo back home. And then I'm also going to use this experience to form that when I do get back. Nice. No, I'll turn the fucking flashlight off. So let's come down here. This is the main trail thing. There's really nothing special about that, really, besides the fact that it came way further. And there was a whole lot of vegetation between, like, yeah, the vegetation went back a lot, like, further, so all those, like, twists and weaves and stuff is now just sort of this straight path, which, whatever, it's fine. Don't quite remember these big divots in the ground. Actually, I remember there being more trees or something. They might have cut down a couple trees right here. That actually makes sense now as to why there'd be big ass divots and, like, it's in the path of this thing that they're building. Which, I mean, this is pretty, like, I think about it. What do you think I'm thinking about right now? I'm walking down this path. Besides the fact that I can't get too far from my stuff, right? I'm thinking, this is like, I can't throw worth of shit, but look at all this practice I got. Look at that. That sucked. That was low. But I'm also trying to do it while holding the camera. Again. Alright, 5th time's the charm. Told you. Just gotta throw 2 rocks at the same time. Oh yeah, gotta do a pace count. Gotta redo the whole, you know how many paces this is. And then break it up into sections. It's a little interesting. It's like a little crawl. It was like a little crawl secret way. There are like little secret ways, but I'm not trying to crawl around. Alright, well, I mean, I was able to go pretty far that way because it's open. So it makes sense to, explore 50 feet that way. But I'm only going to explore 20 feet that way. This is all about practicality. There's a practicality to it in the sense that, I mean, someone could hit you with a slingshot on the straightaway like that, whereas 20 feet this way. Plus, you get lost. You don't have line. That's a lot of it. You don't have line of sight to your original spot. So that's actually the center of the original campsite. I just sort of pushed the bulk of my belongings off to a slightly more secure spot. But that tree behind is even better. Alright, so a few paces this way, using this sort of open area. I can see I get a feel for my arms, how much I can reach out. Try to keep these things in mind for nighttime, and I can't see shit. And then I see, okay, so that thing kind of gets in the way, but it's also a decent landmark for, okay, you've come this far this way. Because I really don't want to start going over there. I actually kind of want to just go to that tree and then see if that's an open area and make that tree like the far limit in that direction. Because I don't want to overload my brain with like too much. I want to actually like know the immediate fucking area. I kind of want to figure out what's up with all that shit. So let's go this way first. See how easy, we're gauging how easy it is to walk through here. Pretty easy, pretty silent. That's interesting to find. And that's like I say, a pain in the ass to walk through, so that's good spots. Start spots. It's a good stop spot. And naturally, we gotta it compels us. Oh, and see, I'm doing this too. Like, okay, tested that one. Very strange. Looks like there's more of a path that way. That weird thing, which probably can be seen from the other side as a landmark. So if I go whoop, we can go that way. I wonder what's in there. But this isn't a deep exploration. This is mostly like fucking around until like the twilight gets to a proper extent. Because I would rather just sort of stay where I know I'm at least like partially hidden until it's a little darker, and then I can like map out the rough as in like the rough scale of it, but the easier terrain, and not worry about running into people or. I'm supposed to be sort of trying to narrate as I do everything, because everything has like bits to it, like I'm sort of feeling this out. But even this is like, okay, I'm establishing there's a step here, because I want to know, is my obsessive like paranoia or whatever, and the fact that like, well, I'm trying to, right? So like, if I was in the Middle East, they'd be trying to kill me right now. So it's good that I know there's a step like right there, or if I can memorize that, and then I'm like, okay, that's the next. Well, I don't know what that. Definitely wouldn't want to step on that in the middle of the night. But I got an idea, okay. And then I can look here, like, oh, hey, can I fight motherfuckers here? They fucking running up on me. I got up on that step, now I'm here. And I got the high ground, they're trying to come at me. That looks like that could be flowed through. Now, I remember that little upward path. I think there should still be a thing that cuts off to the right. Alright, so let's just test the basic difficulty. Someone's trying to sneak up on me. Well, I'm more up there, but let's say I'm there. Alright, well, it's kind of a pain in the ass. It's a pain. I've tested it out. I've confirmed it's a pain in the ass enough that it's not ludicrous. It's not ludicrously easy. There's a decent chance that if someone's coming through there, they're gonna snap a twig or something. They might trip, especially if it's at night. This thing, remembering that I just gotta go like that. See, this is all I gotta do. I don't gotta chop it down. And it goes right back where it started. And that's nice. That's actually a neat little shortcut. I ain't gotta deal with that, so I ain't gotta go that way. I can go that way. Oh. Yeah, okay, and I said that goes that way. I didn't even realize that was this area I was just in. Well, okay, let's actually explore a little further though. Is that say it goes this way? Yeah, it does. So now I'm like looking because I know there was more to this. Oh wow, interesting. This is just too cool the way it's sort of like the shape of it. It's almost like it's meant for this. Oh, I think this is one of the places I actually did do something. I'm not sure though. This is almost better in some ways than even the other place. In some ways not. How the fuck do I turn the flashlight off? Fuck, man, like as it gets darker, it's just like more of a fucking liability. Like, oh, I was thinking this was a dead end, right in front of me. You just gotta do some crawling. Ah, that'd be the fifth way. So there's the clumsy machete. There's the graceful adapting. I don't know. Then there's the flow. No, the graceful is flowing. The intelligent way of doing it is to readapt it. That's 4. I will say the 5th way is crawling, just because like there's so many little critters that create little paths, rabbits and stuff such, that a human being could actually shimmy and follow without disturbing anything else around it. It'd just be a pain in the ass, take a real long time. But you might be able to get through like a hedge that nobody else can get through because you're the only one that's willing to fucking belly crawl your way through there. But it's important to keep that in mind, that's a sort of movement option, because I can't walk through that. But there is a chance I could crawl through it. It would be a pain in the ass, but there's a chance. I'm sure there's other... I just like to keep 5 because 5 is good for the working memory. Alright, well, I said that there was a further up here, so let's get a glimpse of it. I'm trying to get a gauge of which way do I move this to get it out my way quickest. There we go. I don't really feel like it, but might as well. It's just right here. I don't get a feel for this point. I'm glad I did. Sweet, that's like 3 different really good spots. That's better than the first spot. Oh, fuck yeah. This is chill as fuck. Alright, well, 40 minutes seems good. I don't want to have this light running all the time, and I think I'm just trying to share shit. Like, I'm not trying to doing these specials, just coming up with it as I go. I think 40 minutes is plenty enough.